Hi guys, in this video we are going to start a new topic, that is switch case statement in C++ programming language. In last video we discussed about the conditional statements like if statement, else statements, else if statement. In this, switch case is also important, so we are going to discuss about switch case, and then we are also going to do multiple practice questions based on the switch case statements. Let's start this topic. So this was the topic of the last video, that is conditional statement. We discussed about if statements, else if statement, and then the else statement. Now we are going to discuss about the new topic, that is switch case statement in C++. Switch case statement. So let's first discuss the syntax of the switch case statement. So whenever I want to write a switch case statement, so in this you will write a switch like this. Inside this you will pass an expression, and then inside the curly braces you will be writing the multiple cases. That's the reason it is called as switch case. First you are writing a switch one time, and then you will be having the multiple cases based on this expression. Case 1, case x, then this code block. After that you will use a break statement. Then you will be having a case 2 or case y. In the similar way you can have the multiple case blocks. You can have 9, 10, or multiple case block, and there is a default case block. If in case all the case block failed, in that case the default block comes into picture, and the code written inside the default block will execute. Here the break will also come. This is a structure, this is a syntax, this is basically a syntax of switch case. There will be an expression, based on this expression there will be the multiple cases, case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4. And if in case all the cases failed, this case failed, this case failed, then the default case will come into picture, and the code written inside the default block will execute. So the definition of the use case says that use definition of the switch says use the switch statement use the switch statement use this statement to select one of many code blocks to be executed. Select one of many code blocks to be executed. Code blocks to be executed. Let's understand the flow of this expression, flow of the syntax. So basically, there will be the multiple steps. So in step one, what you will do, you will basically evaluate the expression. So the switch expression will be evaluated. Expression is evaluated once. Whatever you are writing inside this expression is going to be evaluated only one time. And after that the flow will go further. Now the flow will move to the second block. Now the second block says the value of the expression, whatever the expression you are providing inside the switch block, the value of the expression is compared with all the cases, compared with the values of each case, with the value of each case. Example, like let's consider in expression I provided 1. So this one will be compared with all the cases. First it will be compared with case one, like there are the multiple cases. Let's create an example over here so that you can understand. So here I am having a switch. Inside expression I provided the value 1, and then I have created case 1 and some code over here, then the break statement, then case 2, then a code, then break, and then a default case, and then a break. Okay, so since I have provided the expression value as 1, so in this particular case, this case will be satisfied, this case will be satisfied, and the code written inside this block will be executed. This block will be executed. If in case I change this value to 2, in that particular case, this block will not be satisfied because expression is 1, and case is 1, expression is 1, case is 1, this is satisfying. If I will change to 2, so expression is 2, case is 1, this is not going to be satisfied, case 2 will be satisfied. So this block will not be executing, the second block will be executing. Okay, so now this was the second step. Third step says, if there is a match, if there is a match, the associated code block will be executed. The associated block of code is executed. That's what I was explaining. Based on the expression, the block of code will be executing. And the fourth says the break and default keywords are optional and they will be described. So in this, the break, let's discuss about break and default. Default break we will discuss later, but default means if all the cases fail. Let's consider I provided the value over here as 3. I provided the value over here 3, but there is a case 1, there is a case 2, but there is no case related to 3. So in that particular case, this block will not be executing, this block will not be executing, this default block will be executing because there is no case related to the this particular expression. So in that case, default block will be executing. You will get a much clear understanding while we will do the practical implementation of this. So let's directly jump to the practical implementation. Here I am on my VS Code. Here let's create a program. I'm writing a program for switch case. Switch case.cpp. First, including the header file, then using namespace, standard. Then inside this, I'm creating a main function. Here I am creating a variable day equal to 4. And based on this day, I want to choose a particular day. So here I'm writing a switch statement. Switch, this is a default structure, but let me remove the default structure. Switch, inside this I want to take the decisions based on this day, so I will pass the day variable over here, day. Then I will use the curly braces. Now I will make the multiple cases. Case 1, if it is a case 1, then I want to print Monday, and after printing Monday, I simply want to break this switch statement. Then there is a case 2. Case 2 says if it is 2, then I want to print Tuesday, and after that I want to break this. If it is a case 3, then I want to print Wednesday, and after that I want to break. If it is a case 4, I want to print Thursday, and after printing Thursday, I will break the switch statement. Case 5, out Friday, and then break the loop. If it is a case 6, then Saturday, and I will break the loop. And after last case is case 7, and inside this, if it is a case 7, then I want to print Sunday, and after that I will break the loop. I will break the case, that is Sunday. And I'm also making a default case. Default case means if all the conditions are not satisfied, then the default case will come into picture. And I will write invalid invalid input or data. And I will break. Now let's understand this particular switch. So basically, I want to take the decisions based on this particular day. I want to take the decisions based on this data. So this data is storing 4. So first I will check. This day is initially storing 4. Now since it is storing 4, so I will directly jump. I will jump to the case 4 like this. That is case 4 is saying Thursday. Case 4 is saying Thursday, and after printing Thursday, I will simply break the loop, break the switch statement. The break statement, the purpose of the break statement is simply that whenever the break statement is executed, whenever the break statement is executed, then the parent block, basically the execution will come outside the parent block. So the parent block is the switch statement. So whenever the break statement will be executed, the execution will directly move outside the parent block, outside the parent block. Okay, so let's execute this first so that you can get the clear picture about this. I'm saving this, save this, and let's execute this. The program is getting executed and we are getting the output as Thursday. Okay, and because in this particular example, I'm providing the data as day 4. I'm providing the value as day 4. In this particular case, let me okay. So here the value is day 4. So first this day is storing 4 value. So it checked for first case. First case is not satisfying because this is 1 and this is 4. Here the value I provided is 4, but this is case 1. So this is not satisfied. This block is not getting executed. Then the program moved further. It checked for this particular block. This block is not getting satisfied, so it is not getting executed. Again, it checked for this is 4, this is 3, so this block will not be executing. But now when the program moved further, it checked, okay, this is 4, this is also 4. I need to execute this particular block. And this particular block, this needs to be executed. This need to be executed. This block is getting executed, and this block says first I need to print the Thursday on the output screen. So the Thursday was printed on my terminal, and after that a statement is getting executed that is called as a break statement. The purpose of the break statement is to simply move the execution outside the parent loop. So the parent is the switch. So the execution will not move further. Execution will not move further because it has achieved the break statement. The break statement is getting executed, so the execution will not move further, and it will directly jump outside the switch block because of this break statement. So the Thursday was printed, the execution didn't move further. It simply break the parent statement, parent block, that is a switch statement. So the execution came outside the switch block. In the similar way, if I will change the data, let's consider I change the data of this day from 4 to 6. Let's change. Now if I'm executing this, the case number 6 will be satisfied and Thursday is getting printed on my output screen. Same process, like it will first check for case 1 day. This time day is storing the value 6. It will check for case 1, not satisfying. Case 2, not satisfying. Third is also not. Directly moving down. Case 6 is getting satisfied. Saturday is printing. After that, the execution, because of this break statement, execution is directly jumping outside the execution is directly jumping after this. Yeah, after printing this statement, Saturday on my output screen, the break is getting executed, and break says once I am getting executed, the execution should directly move outside the switch statement. Outside means that means the parent statement. Whenever the break is getting executed, the further lines will not be executing. The execution will directly jump outside the block. So this is the purpose of the break statement. If in case I will provide any case which is not in this particular all the cases, let's consider I provide the value 10. So we have not created any case related to the value 10. So in that particular case, the default case will be executing and it will provide me the invalid output on my output screen. Let's execute. So in this case, I am getting the invalid output because the day is storing 10 and I have not created a single case related to 10 value. That's the reason I'm getting the default block is getting executed and I'm getting the invalid output. So this was about the switch case statement. Let's implement some more practice questions on the switch case statement. So let's first make a simple calculator. So here we are going to create a switch calculator .cpp. So here I am again including a header file, hashtag include iostream, then using namespace standard and int main. Here I want to take the two numbers from the user. I want to take the input from the two numbers of the user and I want to take the choice from the user, whether the user wants to whether the user want to add those numbers, whether the user wants to multiply those numbers. And based on those choices, there can be the multiple arithmetic operators like plus, addition, subtraction, division. So based on the choice of the users, I am going to do that particular arithmetic operation. Like if the user provided the choices multiply, so I will do the multiplication of that two numbers. Let's create the program. So first I'm creating two variables like int num1 comma num2 comma num2. So I created two variables of the integer type. Now I want to take the input from the user, so I'm saying enter the value of num1 and num2 and then a line break. And in next line I'm taking the input of num1 first, then I'm taking the input of num2. So I had taken the input of both the numbers num1 and num2. Now I also want to take a choice from a user. The choice will be of the character type. Character choice. Out, please enter your choice. Enter your choice. Choice means you want to perform an addition operation, you want to perform the multiplication. And I'm also providing the options that you can basically provide the choices in this format. Like the choice can be plus, there can be the multiple choices, plus, minus, multiply, divide. You can provide these four choices, either the plus sign, either minus sign, multiply sign, or the divide sign. Based on your choice, I am going to provide you the output. So for that, I will use a switch statement. Switch, and I want to take the decisions based on the choice of the user. So I have written choice, and then I will make the case. If the user provided the plus sign, and what I will do, I will simply add those numbers. I will add those numbers. That means Cout and num1 plus num2. Num1 plus num2. This is a character. This is not need to store this inside a single quotes. Num1 and num2, and I will simply break the loop after writing this. I will simply break the case. Then the case 2 can be the subtraction. If the user provided the subtraction sign, then I simply want to subtract the num1. Simply want the subtraction. Let me write a result over here. Result is in double quotes close, and like this. I want to print the output in this format. Here also result is and here num1 minus num2, num1 minus num2, and after that I will break. Then the another case says multiplication. If I user entered this multiplication sign, then I want the multiplication of those two numbers. Then I want to print result is, and then multiplication of num1 and num2. Case 4 will be division sign. If the user entered the division character, then I want to print division. I also need to add a break statement over here. Then in this case, I want to print the division of the numbers. Result is, and then num1 divided by num2. And there is also a default case. Default case says that if the user didn't provide any of these characters, that means plus, minus, multiplication, division, then user provided any other output than plus, minus, multiplication, division, then I simply want to print then invalid output, invalid input. I will break this break. So we have created the switch over here. Now let's execute this program. First, this program will be asking me for the two numbers. It is asking me for the two numbers, num1 and num2. I provided the value of num1 as 20 and num2 as 10. Now if I will click enter, it is okay. Enter the choice. Enter. We are not taking the choice. Okay, we are not taking the choice. We also have to take the choice from the user. Since choice, and based on the choice, we are taking the decisions. Let's execute this again. So this time the program is getting compiled successfully, and it is asking me for two values. First I provide the value as 10, as 20 for num1. For num2 I provided 10. Now choice, I want to enter the asterisk sign. So I'm getting the result as 200 because it is doing the multiplication of these two numbers. Let's execute this program again, and this time I'm providing the value of number as 20 and the second number as 30. But this time I am providing the invalid choice. Invalid choice means like I am providing a ampersand sign. Click enter. It is saying invalid input because all those cases like plus, minus, multiplication, division is not getting satisfied, and that's the reason the program is getting to the default case and default block is getting executed. That's the reason we are getting the invalid input, because I provided the input as ampersand sign and we have not made any case related to the ampersand sign. Let's execute this program again. This time I am providing the value as 3, value as 2, and I want the addition. I want the choice as plus. So I'm getting the result as 5. So in this way you can use the switch case statement where you need to handle the multiple choices based on basically you need to handle the multiple conditions based on a particular choice. So this was about the switch case statement. Now you can do the multiple practice question. I am providing you a practice question that you need to try by yourself. The question says that write a program that reads a grade character. Grade character means like a comma b comma c comma d. There can be any grade. In student exam, student is getting multiple grades a b c d e f. Now you need to take the input from the user, input of the grade from the user, and based on that and from the user you need to take the input from the user, and based on the grade print for a you need to print excellent. For b you need to print very good. For c you need to print good. For d you need to print average. For e you need to print need to improve. Need to try to make only 4 cases from a b c d. Very good. no need to provide extra cases. ABCD, basically you need to take the input of a grade from a user. That can be a character ABCD. Based on the character provided by the user, you need to print whether, if the user provided the character as A, then you need to print the excellent. If the user provided the B, then you need to print very good. If the user provided the C, then good. And then if the user provided D, then average. So in this way, you need to write this particular program. This is your practice questions. Try to implement this by yourself. And in this particular video, we discussed about the concept of the switch case statement. In the further videos, we will be discussing some new concepts.